Today, we are going to learn a new portion from the chapter Manufacturing Industries. Before that, if you are remaining to subscribe my channel, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for latest notification. Let us move into the topic. Today, we are going to learn iron and steel industry. Iron and steel industry is known as the basic industry. Why is it so? Answer is, the iron and steel industry is basic since all other industries, whether it is heavy, medium or light, all these industries are depending on iron and steel industry for machinery, for the fixed capital. Without machinery, you cannot produce anything. So all these industries are depending on iron and steel industry for various type of machineries. Now steel is needed to manufacture a variety of engineering goods, construction material, defense material, medical equipments, telephonic, scientific equipment, and a variety of consumer goods. It helps all the sectors like primary and tertiary sectors. Thus, it provides a base to other industries. That means other industries have to depend on iron and steel industry for various machineries. So that is why iron and steel industry is known as the basic industry. Now, the production and consumption of steel is often regarded as the index of a country's development. Why? Production and consumption of steel is regarded as the index of a country's development because of the following reason. It reflects the industrialization and economic development of a country. More production of steel, more production of iron equipment means more industries are coming, more machineries are needed, and it shows the level of industrialization and economic development of a country. And all the other industries are depending on steel, iron industries for the machinery. The demand for consumer goods are increasing nowadays. For the production of consumer goods, again you need machineries, and that is why the production and consumption of steel is regarded as an index of a country's development. Now, iron and steel is a heavy industry. Why is it known as a heavy industry? Because all the raw materials as well as the finished goods are heavy, very heavy and bulky in lot of quantity, entailing heavy transportation cost. It is very expensive to carry iron products, iron as a raw material from one place to another. Because of that, it is known as a heavy industry. Iron ore, coking coal, and limestone are required in the ratio of approximately 4:2:1. If you are taking 4 units of iron ore, then you need 2 units of coking coal and 1 unit of limestone in iron and steel industry. Coking coal is used as a fuel for smelting iron. Some quantities of manganese are also required to harden steel. So these are the various minerals which are needed in the production of iron and steel. Now steps in the production of steel. So this is given as a flow chart in your textbook. First of all, we are transporting raw material to the plant. After that, iron ore is melted. Then limestone is fluxing. Okay, that is, it is converted into fluid and it is added. Okay, and why it is added? So that you could get better quality of iron ore. Then slag, the remaining portion, the waste product you can tell, is removed. Coke, a solid gray substance that is burned as a fuel, as I told you. Okay, coking coal means it is like a solid gray substance that is burned as a fuel, which is how you are getting coking coal, which is left after the coal is heated and the gas and tar is removed. Okay, so certain substances are removed from coal. It is a solid substance, it is a gray substance. So that is coking coal. And it is used to burn to heat the iron ore in a blast furnace. Okay, so first of all, you are taking raw material to the plant. Afterwards, iron ore is melted. Again, limestone is used in fluxing in a fluid way, in a liquid state. And afterwards, you are removing slag. Then the molten material is poured into mold. Okay, a hollow container, a vacant container, with different shapes so that you can put the molten material, and after get solidifies, that material will get the shape of the container. And such molds are known as pig. And again, pig iron, the big blocks of iron is further purified by melting it. Again, you are melting it. Again, you are oxidizing. What do you mean by oxidizing? You are combining chemically with oxygen to remove the impurities. Now, manganese, chromium, nickel are also added to purify pig iron. Finally, you are rolling it, making it into roll. You are pressing, you are casting. Casting means you are pouring liquid into a container, whichever shape you need. Okay. So you are putting the mold of that shape, and finally you are shaping the metal. So this is the processes of making steel. It will not be asked in examination, but I am sharing with you for your information. Now, where should be the steel plants ideally located? The steel plants should be located near cheap and high quality raw material, from wherever you are getting manganese, limestone, iron ore, etc. Then a market should be there. Then you should get skilled and unskilled laborers. Transportation facilities should be there because it is a heavy industry, bulky. Raw materials are needed to be carried from one place to another. Then proper power supply should be there. So 5 points are coming here. It can be asked for 5 marks. Remember that the finished products also need an efficient transport network for their distribution to the markets and consumers. Okay. So you can produce iron, but it should reach the markets. Then only you will get the consumers. Then only people will be able to buy. So you should get a good market too. So steel plant should be located near a place where markets for it is there. Otherwise, it will be difficult to carry for long distances wherever the markets are there. In 2018, with 106.5 million tons of crude steel production, India ranked second among the world crude steel producers. It is the largest producer of sponge iron. Sponge iron means the iron blocks which are having tiny pores in it. So such type of iron, or a type of iron, that is what we call sponge iron. Most of public sector undertakings market their steel through Steel Authority of India. Okay. So which agency is involved in marketing the steel products? Steel Authority of India. It is under the control of government. In 1950s, China and India produced almost same quantity of steel. Today, China is the largest producer of steel. Question can be asked, which country is the largest producer of steel? So that is China. China is also world's largest consumer of steel. Now, Chota Nagpur Plateau region has a maximum concentration of iron and steel industry. Why? Why Chota Nagpur Plateau has a lot of iron and steel industries? It is because of the advantages which are mentioned here. Low cost of iron ore. Why it is a low cost? Because nearby areas you are getting iron ore, and it helps in reducing transportation cost. Then high grade raw materials are available in proximity, like other raw materials, coking coal, limestone, manganese, others are also available in proximity in nearby areas. So that is another reason. Then you are getting cheap labor from the neighboring states of Bihar, Jharkhand and Odisha. Then dense network, good, well-connected roadways, railways, etc. are there. So it helps in the speedy movement of raw materials and finished products from one place to another. Then we are also having Kolkata, one of the biggest ports in our country. So these are the advantages which Chota Nagpur Plateau is having. Though India is an important iron and steel producing country in the world, yet we are not able to perform to our full potential, largely due to India is one of the largest steel producing country, iron and steel producing country, but we are not using our full potential for our full capability. Why? Because high cost and coking coal is not available abundantly, and we have to import it. Then lower productivity of labor. Our labor is not productive. What do you mean by productivity of labor? The number of units of output a labor is producing. Okay. So what quantity of goods a labor is producing? if you're taking a labor, what is the average production he is taking, or what is the average production by him? So that is the productivity. Then irregular supply of energy and poor infrastructure. So these are the various factors responsible for the low performance of our country in iron and steel industry. And we are also importing good quality steel from other countries, but the overall production of steel is sufficient to meet our domestic demand. Even though we are not using our full potential, it is sufficient, it is adequate to meet our domestic demand, the demand within our country. Now, liberalization and foreign direct investment have given a boost to the industries with efforts of private entrepreneurs. Well, liberalization means the liberal economic policies and investments by the foreigners in our country has given a boost, has resulted in increase in production, or the industry is performing well with the efforts of private entrepreneurs. There is a need to allocate resources for research and development to produce steel more competitively. Now, the per capita consumption of steel in India is low due to the following reasons. Why? The consumption of steel is less in India, even though we are telling the demand of consumer goods are increasing, but still compared to other countries, per capita consumption, that is per individual consumption of steel, is low in our country. Why? Because of the lack of domestic market for steel in India, much demand is not coming from Indian market. Then we are exporting most of the steel for the international market. Then modern and cost-effective technologies for steel production are not utilized due to the lack of infrastructure. Okay, we are producing steel, but it is very expensive, and because of that, the production is not done according to full capacity. So these are the various reasons why per capita consumption, per individual consumption of steel is very, very low in India. Okay. So we are not getting a demand as we are expecting. Then we are exporting more, and it is expensive. So majority of the demand from the other industries are not coming. Now, additional information which is given in your book, mini steel plants. What do you mean by mini steel plants? That means very small steel plants which are having smaller equipments like smaller electric furnaces. They are using scrap sponge iron. Scrap means the pieces of iron, not in a bulk quantity, not in a big way. Okay. So what do you mean by sponge iron? Here it is given here. The iron ore, when it is heated with carbon, it is having a pop marked surface. Hence the name sponge iron. Tiny pores are there. They have re-rollers that use steel ingots as well. They produce mild and alloy steel of given specification. That means in a smaller amount they are producing, not in a huge way. Okay, they produce mild and alloy steel combined with other metals. An integrated steel plant. What do you mean by an integrated steel plant? An integrated steel plant is a large steel plant which is handling all the processes from taking the raw material into the steel production, rolling and shaping. So hopefully you understood the topic. Thank you so much for watching. So please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for getting the latest notification. Thank you so much.